Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second installment of the ERLS podcast. Tonight, I am joined by my good Scottish friend over here, Solarr. How are we doing?
I'm all right, yeah, you?
Yeah, not too bad. After a nice week-long break from streaming and casting, when obviously the viewership doubled, and nice to see that you're popular within the ERLS community.
Yeah, it's funny how that worked. I was watching Danny cast and just looking at the chat, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he's the best. He's the best at casting and all this." And I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, "Yikes, that's me out of a job."
He's truly brilliant. And today we are also joined by a non-media team member in the form of an Enwrong, the Irishman. Now, has the storm broken his internet, or is he here?
No, I think I'm still here.
He's here.
Just looking outside my window and I can see the roof after coming off some other house down the road. So I think we're okay though. My roof is fine. So don't worry, Solarr. I disregard everything that everyone else has said. You are the best caster in ERLS. Period.
We are starting off with some nice words. That's a change from us at the podcast. And
Look,
today,
I'll be honest. I need it, and I need all I can get after that season. Playing casting, I think I've had a good season. Playing, not so much. So I'll take everything I can get.
Maybe you and Danny should team up. That'd be the best, maybe. Anyway.
Yeah.
you've changed your Discord name from Solarr to Worst Elite to Best Elite, so you must be feeling a bit happier.
It was not me. I did not change it. I don't know who changed it, but I did not change it, and I've since reverted the change, so it now does say Worst Elite again. Someone changed it to Best Elite somewhere in the Discord, but I don't know who it was.
No, today, guys, we have a cracking lineup for you. We're going to be going through the Pro League and the Elite League. Surprise, surprise. We've got, obviously, an in-depth interview with the Enwrong. We're going to be talking to you guys, getting some updates. We have a Media Team Awards coming up, where you guys will be able to pick the player of the season, the most improved, the whiff of the season, and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll finish up with a bit of general chit-chat. And we've also got some, let's say, special videos for dedicated to a couple of franchises today, which I'm sure will go down well, as both Solarr and Enwrong have seen them. And they are juicy, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. This one's got a fair bit of clap behind it, I would say. It's going to sting.
And just to throw a little bit of shade at Clover here, as you can probably see, Squeal made us a lovely graphic, and Clover has decided to get shouted at by his parents, meaning sadly he cannot be joining us on stream tonight. But hopefully next week we will hear from the wonderful Clover. Anyway, so we will move on a tad. Just a quick disclaimer: all the views that we talk about here are of our own. Well, I'm hoping so. So if you have any problems with what we say, then speak to us, because we're saying them. It's not the view of the elite team or the elites or the committee or whatever it is. Anyway, moving on, let's head into the Pro League and get our pro bracket up with some amazing cropping from me here. Slam straight into your best. And Solarr.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Quality of that image. Unreal.
Can't complain. You know, this is why
we have try.
This is why we have streamers. Our first early bit of shade thrown, but a massive week in the Pro League, Solarr. What would you think has been the biggest upset? I know there's a lot there, and if I cut through to the winners bracket of the Pro League, only one of the top 4 seeds have a chance
survive.
Survive pretty much. And we've got
survived that week. For me, and I've talked these guys up so much throughout the season, and for good reason. It's No Hope Esports. They went 5-0 on stream throughout league play, and then Shamrock, who we have seen on stream before, and both of those were sweeps, just came through and absolutely ruined them. I don't know if No Hope were off their game. I didn't get a chance to watch, but when I saw that pop up, I could not believe what I was seeing. I had no hope, just absolutely walking through the winners and all the way through and taking the entire season, in my opinion. And then all of a sudden they're in the lower bracket, so yeah.
Some people were telling me though they're doing a Cloud9 and going through the losers bracket because they want to pull off the bracket reset. Once again, can we stop chatting? I won't finish the word because I'll get in trouble. But I have to say I've been impressed with Shamrock. How well have they done? They beat Crest, which is a massive, massive achievement. As a Crest player myself, if you guys didn't know, we are possibly the greatest ever pro team and only lost due to massive, massive lag. Server lag, the whole lot. Shamrock cheated, and then
input lag.
Mum's
using the Netflix through the house.
Dad turned the internet off halfway through the game. I still came back and scored 5 goals, but I'm still here. I'm still alive. So we'll carry on with that.
I mean, put it this way: at least you made playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
and we will have a certain, a couple of moments for those teams that didn't or are no longer in playoffs. So stick around because there will be some interesting. Oh wait, hang on a minute. What's this?
Here we go.
A moment of silence, please, in chat for those Bar Divinity that didn't make the playoffs. Oh, brilliant. I'm loving Reflux there. I'm just on the centre.
Oh, yeah. That's the main one there. So that's the 4 that made playoffs but were first rounded, am I right in saying?
No. So the way that it's worked, Chaos. No, where's Aeon? I'm asking where Aeon is. Where are Aeon? Where's Aeon Elites? This is where I'm trying to work out. No, they
Reflux got first rounded by Crest.
What? Sorry, what happened? What? Sorry, Solarr. Just go back there. What happened? First rounded by who?
I believe down there, if you look at game 12 in the bottom left of your screen, guys.
I'm looking there as well.
They lost 3-2 to Crest Esports.
I know. And, who plays for that team?
Let me bring that up. Actually, I'm sure I've got some notes here somewhere.
Yeah.
We've got, I believe Ama does he not?
Yes, he does. Yep.
Ama. Can't even think who else. There's no one else of any real importance. Really, it's just Ama, isn't it? Ama just sort of.
Well, funnily enough, actually, I'm gonna come out here and say that I didn't actually play in that game. I got subbed out because I'm playing terrible at the moment. Oh, justice for Aeon in chat is rolling around now. Enwrong, you're being very quiet over here. And was this because I was talking to you before, and you told me not to ask you about pro team? Do you want to answer why?
So up until about week 4, I thought the whole pro thing was a joke. I thought Cell just gave 4 random like plats or goals, like a role in the Discord saying pro team player, and I was like, oh yeah, fair enough, whatever. I played with these guys, they couldn't hit the ball. I was like, what's going on? Like nothing's happening. Like, and how are these guys in a league above me? But then I got actually explained everything. Thank you very much. And yeah, it was great to be explained that because yeah, now I know that the pro league is actually a thing, and I recommend it to everyone that can't hit the ball.
Most of us can't, to be honest. No.
So we won't talk to the primal pro team then, shall we?
And it started.
Maybe now is the perfect time to bring up the Reflux mug I bought.
Oh,
I bought a mug in memory of Reflux today at the shop.
Hang on, I've got to put it in first. You've got to give me a second. I'll do that. I'll do
that.
Right,
so
I'll bring it back in the break. It's fine.
I never talk about myself, Mac. I see you there in the chat. Hi. No, I never talk about myself like that. I'm very, very low key, like that. Yeah. Why am I not a pro then? I don't miss the ball. I just commit as last man. It's completely different.
Yeah, I know.
Way different. Like, I commit as last man. I don't miss the ball.
No. There's not. Yeah, there's a difference between missing the ball and just getting outpaced to the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is just
totally different ball game.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like that's a topic for later on. I think when I maybe smash my reflux mug in commemoration of reflux. But yeah, Irish defense. Yeah, thank
I
you
was
very
going to say,
much.
is that
Alright, okay.
an Irish tradition to smash a mug in remembrance? It's something
Generally
that I'm
it's
just not
smash
aware of.
like
That's
a
Greek,
pint
isn't
of
it?
Guinness, but
Smashing
that's
plates and all that.
yeah, smashing potatoes. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of reflux, I was speaking to Francesco last night, and I did give him pre-warning of what was about to happen. And you guys have seen what I've
Something.
created. I just like to say I'm a really, I take winning very seriously, and
You're very proud of this.
I'm very proud of this, my
And
creation.
I think in the the context of itself and what it contains, some of the things the
I've created or
screenshots you've grabbed for
combined.
this are very the delivery on it is sheer perfection.
It is, and I'm thinking the non-copyright piano music just makes it even better. I think it does. Now, if we can get to 50 live viewers, I will drop this quality content as Clappy is getting. And this is
We're not far from that. That's 3, but that's still
we're free off. We're gonna wait. We're gonna continue to go
got to
through.
tempt them.
If you guys can find some people and get us up to 50, I'm just gonna tempt you in here. We can release our reflux. I'm not even sure what to call
Francesco's
it.
begging for people to leave.
It's the reflux commemoration video. I think.
Commemoration. It's like, and it's a really, we have a lot of sad times in here, and this is one of the saddest. I mean, I was crying, and I'm
It's a
not sure.
beautiful piece.
It is a beautiful piece. Look, people just, I don't think, recognize the amount of work that I put into this piece. And you all laugh at me, but I was crying. Like, it's a very serious piece, and I just think you have to think. Look at these
49.
poor people who didn't make it. Just look, first rounded in the playoffs, like all that hype, and then you just drop like.
Yep, rocket science, and I expected big things from rocket science as well. To be
No, I
honest,
did.
them and no hope, and a lot of people say, well, why? Did you see the run they went on towards the end of the season? I think it was like 11 out of 12 games they won or something. Like halfway through the season, they're bottom of their division or wherever it was, and then all of a sudden they turn their season around and bang, they're up at the top, and then they're gone. That's it. They're just gone. I was like, oh, well,
Definitely.
that's not what I expected.
Reflux is
Really not
another one
expected.
actually, and Divinity, which I was very tempted to make another one of my videos, which you will see about.
50.
Yo, we're at 50.
Oh, here it
Right.
goes.
Okay, I'm gonna make a
Sorry,
quick.
Francesco, it's happening.
I'm just gonna.
Sorry, mate.
I'd like to have a minute silence in chat. It's been very very difficult for me as a relative of Reflux to watch them go down like this, and I really really hope that they find their happiness and everything's all right and when they come back in season 4. But I'm gonna shut up now and I'm just gonna play it. Wow.
That bit's the kicker for me. F in chat, lads. F in
F in
chat.
chat, please. We need to serious. And this is not funny.
What do you mean it's not funny?
This is not funny. This is very, very serious.
Oh,
And I don't
God.
think people realise the extent and the damage that a playoff season can have on somebody. And I just really, really hope that Reflux can, get better. If you'd like more of those complication videos, please message me. I'm calling them complicate. I don't even know what they are. They're sort of mashes of just.
A compilation and a complication are two totally different
I don't
things.
even know. But
You alright?
no, I'm not really, to be honest. I think we need to be calling out people. To be fair to Francesco, he doesn't call. But the people who big themselves up and then flap on the big stage, this is the sort of people we want to be bullying on the podcast. So send them in. Give me as much stuff as you can get. And yeah, definitely be good. This is what I'm hoping Francesco doesn't hate me. I'm assuming he'll be making some sort of massive video as we speak about Crest. I mean, you've got a lot of stream of me bigging it up now. I've got screenshots. You've got clips. This is going to get even worse. Okay, if we move off the silly
The
shaping,
reflux train
yeah, the
that
reflux
is
train.
actually derailed itself, so there's no point in us actually standing on it anymore.
Don't forget the mug.
Oh, I need to put the mug in. Right. Okay. We're gonna. Oh my God! I'm getting messages already on Discord.
Are you about to get banned?
People, no. I take it this is just people who have not had the season that they were hoping for, and are like, yeah, just rip into us.
No, it's been good. But whilst I am sorting out Enwrong's mug, give us a run through of what we've got coming up, Solarr, because we have some cracking games in the Pro League. Just literally some of these games. Shamrock Royals, massive. Give us a run through.
The one for me, and that is going to be one hell of a game to see. What I would have thought we would see in the upper bracket, we're actually seeing the lower bracket. Warlocks Esports versus No Hope Esports. One of those two teams, both finishing top of their divisions, is going home. It's as simple as that. That game carries a lot of weight to it, and pardon me. We're definitely going to want to keep an eye on that one. Crest Esports versus Shadow Esports, two similarly seeded teams there. Altercation are so far this season the sort of the giant killers. They took out Divinity when Divinity were 11-0. They knocked Reflux to lower bracket, so the next one that they're going for, and they're going for the throat at this point, is Infinity. So be interesting to see how Altercation do in that one. Shamrock Esports and Royals, again both upsetting. Royals upset Divinity and Warlocks on their run to that round 3 game. Shamrock beating Crest, similarly seeded, and also upsetting No Hope. So there's a lot of giant killing in that upper bracket, but there's only so much that can then carry on. Nathan explaining that Royals run is down to their coach. I can't see that being accurate because their coach has been too busy this set of playoffs writing up about other teams.
Ooh. And whilst I know you were wanting to see Enwrong's mug, and here it is now with his Razer mouse. Does your room glow green, like with just 5-year-old Razer gear? Or is it
Yeah.
There it goes.
You can see I have the Vaseline in the background too. I apply that to myself whenever we lose.
I swear that's a Reflux logo. That.
Yeah, I looked at the shop today in the pound shop, and I found the closest logo I could find, and that was it. So I was like, there we go, a memoration of them. Yeah, I will clean my desk.
So
Thank you.
Next podcast, what we're going to do is Nope. Next stream, what we're going to do is we're going to pull in a video of Enwrong actually smashing that for the next podcast. So that'll be fine.
Eternal Greek smashing plates.
Enwrong, Danny's pointed out there's Vaseline on the desk.
Yeah,
He's in trouble now.
Your lips
as
a
I
bit
as I
chapped,
said,
yeah?
I apply the Vaseline whenever we lose. It's like a punishment that I put myself through. You know the way when Jesus Christ walked up the hill and he said to himself, and he started applying the thorns to his head. That's what I do with the Vaseline every time we get beaten, and that's happened too many times this season. Let me tell you.
Oh my god. Should we go into a little bit of actual detail about the league, or should we just talk about Enwrong's Vaseline?
Is that not how a podcast works? We just gets
talk.
derailed. Like it's just reflux.
It's just
derailed.
reflux. It's just you can go on and say
it
no.
It starts off on track, and then all of a sudden you're upsides down in a ditch, and all your freight is away.
So anyway, Enwrong, gonna come in here and go. Bloomin' Cool Esports.
Who?
The team you lost to.
Oh, Cauliflower Esports.
Here we go.
What? That's what they are. It's a picture of a cauliflower, a batch of cauliflower.
I'm right in saying it's pronounced Bloom Coal.
Bloom
Coal, is it?
I'm getting there.
Ah, fair.
I'm getting there close.
Bloom Coal.
We're doing much better.
Blum cool.
We've been good. We've put all the logos in now. We're a new look. Hang on. We've even got the smiley face. There you go. Look. Well done, Squeal.
Look at that graphic.
I swear this podcast is like a podcast made just for warlocks, and it's like a big, massive, like,
oh damn,
you know, just a fanboy of warlocks.
Yeah, no, I haven't mentioned Boy School Q yet. Yeah, if people didn't know, Boy School is the #1 goal scorer in the Elite League.
There you go.
Literally, he carries that entire Warlocks team. No, literally, it's only Boy School. That's it. He just comes on and solo plays.
Oh yeah.
No, so anyway, we're gonna cut into the realm of the elite here, which will allow Enwrong to actually say something. And Warlocks against Bloomin' Cool. As Big Matt pointed out, it's something that like their parents would say to their kid, "You're bloomin' cool."
Oh my god. We're really back on the puns now.
Yep, it's not taking long.
Imagine
what you get. Here we go.
I take a
Everyone
week off
spam Fouldsy on Discord quickly to stop him from making bad jokes, please. Thank you.
I take a week away from casting, and this is what I come back to.
Literally, it's what you get when the Scottish man, Irish man, and the English man walk into a bar. This podcast.
No. Oh no.
God.
Yikes. Cauliflower Esports, huh?
Yeah, all of you guys who are mentioning Kieran right now, that was a bit of shade thrown at him right now. I'm sure most of you realised. I'm hoping you know as I'm joking.
Yeah.
This isn't going to end well.
That Warlocks team is terrifying. I'll say it, and especially considering the fact that like both Kieran and Boy School are in the top 10 for goals per game, and I think I'm right in saying goals in general. But watching those two combine to get that goal that Boy School had pre-jumped was unreal.
Very good. No, there was, and we have some stream highlights for you, so you can hear the soothing tones of me stuttering over Wilbar's name. That's a highlight, and Danny Boy also doing some streaming there. Yeah, it's good.
It wasn't quite Hikikomori, was it? Though?
No, it wasn't.
Shout out Big Mac.
It also wasn't.
Yeah. Still my favourite moment from this season. Never mind the goals or the upsets or the 0-second comebacks. That clip honestly gets me every time. If you guys haven't seen it, one, I don't know how because I speak about it constantly. But two, you're seriously missing out.
Who's seen the in-betweeners bit where Oh, it was you, sir, wasn't it? It was like, yeah, so I'm going to the Rocket League convention. Well, I can't remember where he said, like RLCS with Moggy, and I just went, oh, friends! And
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
clipped it. And he's like, yes, I do have friends. So, no,
Unbelievable.
what we can do for you guys today is after we've gone through the elites, which we will do in a minute, we have a good amount of bullying to do about people's predictions. I've got Solarrs lined up here for us, so we can have a good look at
Yeah.
that. Francesco, I've got
People
yours.
think of me quite, from what I can tell, people think of me quite highly as a caster, but as soon as they see how horribly wrong my predictions has gone, I think that may change.
Mm.
I may sound like I know what I'm talking about, but clearly I don't.
Oh, I don't. I literally follow off from somebody else. Just keep talking and hope no one realizes. Shimmy, you can't put rewards in for a podcast. It's not going to happen. You can do the the exclamation mark hype, but the only rewards you're getting is if you finish top of the prediction competition, and that doesn't look like it's going to happen either. Solar though, you're elite prediction man. You're getting close.
With what?
Oh, yeah, touching last, getting
Oh,
the entire losers bracket wrong. Oh, nearly. You
Yeah,
predicted
no.
Crest to drop into the losers, but then you didn't predict us to win, which was stupid. But...
No. I saw Triumph taking that one, and they.
well, they would have had, was it Gamey? Had he played over Falcon? They would have. They definitely would have. Like I could chat here all day about this kind of stuff, but there's some very questionable pickings this season by GMs putting themselves in. I'm looking at you, Altercation, putting GMs in instead of better players all season long. So anyway, I could get started on that all night. Trust me.
Well,
Torax
this
has
is
just
our domain.
asked me. Torax has just tagged me in and said, "Can I have a reward for being in Boy School's team?" Well, I'm thinking the
If they
media
win.
team. Yes, if they win, all the media
If they
teams should
win,
have
you're
Boy
gonna
School
get paid.
shirts.
Just win.
We could have Boy School T-shirts, like I love Boy School, and we can, parade around RLCS with them all on. Well.
Triggered.
Who's triggered? Who's triggered?
Funky Falcon.
Let's try not to trigger chat too much. Anyway, moving on to the elites. We're going to drop in here with... I'm going to start off with a bit of Austrian Force, actually. How well have they done? If I cut back to the elite full bracket, there we are. With some great photoshopping once again. Austrian Force coming off a 3-2 supremacy, but the one that must scream out to you guys is that Royals win. I mean, I casted that.
Oh yeah.
And Royals they really struggled. Like, I was going to say terrible, but they weren't terrible, but they really struggled to get their head around Austrian Force. And Big Mac was saying literally that he had predicted, normally he predict Royals to get to the final or the semi-final, but ever since he saw Austrian Force play Supremacy, he was really impressed with how they played.
That game, Austrian Force Royals, I think I'm right in saying that the Royals, to me they've seemed a little bit off their usual pace recently. Had it not been for the fact that I totally just beamed my performance against them, I mean, they were also playing with a pro sub, but if I'd not made a couple of mistakes, we would have taken them. And bearing in mind, we finished bottom of our division. So Royals, I mean, they're an incredible team when they are on it, but just off the pace at the moment.
No, they're a good team, and
you have to remember that Jo wasn't playing, and they're a completely different unit when Jo was playing. I think they were playing with Mito. Mito's not in the same level as Jo. If we're going to be serious about this, like Royals would be probably top 3, maybe, if they had their full squad and they were all popping off.
Oh, Solar, you're getting shade thrown at you.
I'm getting called out. Yeah, we did have.
Yeah, Solar.
Yeah,
Freak and Crisis, Solar. What? Come on, Solar.
The problem is, and I'm going to throw the teammate that's not being mentioned under the bus here. I don't know if he's watching, but I'm going to throw him under the bus, and it's KVZ Flux, because what happened is he went back home from being at uni, and his internet was somehow better at uni than it is at home. I don't know how that works, but it does. Unable to play the last three weeks of ERLS, I think. From when we signed Crisis and Frequent, like Flux played with them, and they won 5 games in a row, and then I play instead of Flux, and then we lose every game.
Yes.
I didn't win a single game this season, but I reckon if Flux was able to play the entirety of that season, we could have maybe finished, I would say 17-13, maybe 8 and 17-13, sorry, 7 and 13, or maybe even a push 8 and 12 this season. We actually ended up finishing 5 and 15. So, yeah.
No, I'm still with speeches, Solarr. You're a disgrace to the Elite League. Just shut up, Solarr.
I am anyway.
Yeah, just shush. Useless.
That's a given.
You know, come on. Yeah, Enwrong, come and call Solarr bad as well. We need to get involved here. Don't be too quiet.
Nah, Solarr is the best pro player in the league.
Boys school, boys school, boys school. Sorry, I had to get that out.
Best pro player in the Elite League.
Yeah, boys school.
I can't wait until the MMR caps get announced for next season and I get dropped right out of Elite League.
Oh, so there is 3 tiers. Nice.
Well,
oh, dropped a bomb. Bridus is coming for you.
He has revealed.
Here we go.
Bridus is coming for
Bridus
us.
message right now. So tell Solarr.
Yeah, quick.
I haven't revealed anything. I'm just hoping
committee
that
wants to
I
know.
don't have to play in Elite League again because I'm going to get clapped again.
No, they're actually going to add a 5th league in for
Fifth
bronze
league.
1s to bronze 3s. So me and Solarr can 1v1 each other in that league.
Yeah.
That's inside
Yikes.
knowledge, though. Bridus doesn't want people to know, so keep that quiet. And I'll tell you what, we're at a sort of point now, I think, with the elites, where you're seeing a lot of people didn't pick Crest, and I kept telling people that Crest would do all right, and they beat Triumph, who were one of the top teams in the Elite League. And Solarr, how far do you think they could go? Because I like bigging up my own team.
Sorry, I was reading chat there.
That's fine. Enwrong, I'll ask you the question because Solarr's not listening.
I'm reading chat
So
and Nathan's
shush,
calling me out,
shush.
saying that
It's
I'll
just
be
like
playing with
when a
rookie
computer's voice
bots, and I'm
says,
just
"Go
sat
on."
here like, trying to process the shade that I am now receiving. So
Welcome
yeah,
to the
please-
podcast.
please
Sorry,
continue.
okay, let me answer the question. Triumph aren't that good. That's the reality of it. They aren't. They're just not a good team at all. They should never have finished second in that conference or that division they're in, Triton, I believe. That was a really poor conference or division. And like just being serious about it, it was terrible. Like the style of Rocket League that Triumph played was really, really, really bad. Like the thing is, Ravenly, Cal, and Falcon could have easily actually beaten that Crest team because Priestley is a very solid player.
Yeah, we love Priestley.
Priestley is a solid player. I've scrimped him before in the past. I know he's solid. Frosty is decent as well, but
he
is a
had
bit
an
flashy,
insane
doesn't
game.
rotate correctly. The problem is, if you actually watch back that stream and watch back the game between those two teams, you'll see that Triumph just like to commit all 3 players in the one corner. Not even like in one particular part of the field. It's always in the left corner for some reason. They just love a nice triple commit. They just play a really straightforward Rocket League where they're just pushing the corner. Do I think Crest are going to do a good run? I hope not, because that means we get knocked out. Crest could do. But if all 3 of our players are able to play, we should take them. Sorry, Fouldsy.
So I'm going to need some very good GMing to try and remove as many of your players as possible. This is going to be the main idea.
In my opinion, anyway. In my opinion, anyway, I don't think Triumph were that good. When we played them during the season, they didn't have their best player, but we were playing with a different roster then, and our roster then was not good at all. It was very weak. And as everyone knows, well publicized, we brought in Zerka. He's a much stronger player on defense than I think both me and Jaffa are, and he kind of ties up the loose ends. And Solarr will agree with me because he's Scottish, and so is Zerka, and just Scottish people stick together because that's what they
Oh
do.
yeah.
So yeah.
It's me. It's Circa. It's Classy. We've got Aid. We've got Sweaty Haggis, and no one else is really worth mentioning. I'm sorry. No,
Can I cast that name?
People are already like throwing shade at me in the chat, even though I'm actually just giving my opinion. It's just an opinion, guys. Like I think.
Oh God, here we
I
go.
think Cauliflower Esports will beat Warlocks based
God,
off how I
Here
played
we
them.
go.
Sorry, Bloomcool.
Can I just
Blumkull?
say,
Yeah.
get angry at him and not me.
Blumkull.
I've done that.
Blumkull?
He's not a member of the media team.
Don't get angry at me.
yeah,
I'm just gonna ignore your messages.
no,
Can I mention the thing that happened last night with the messages I sent you this morning? No, I'm not allowed to mention that. No.
No.
Okay. Then can I
Keep this
just go
one
back to
quiet.
talking about the bracket then before we actually get into the interview part?
Go back into
I
the
just want to
bracket.
point out one thing quickly. Classy, I did forget about nations. Sorry, nations, if you're watching this back or if you're present.
The point is, we will. The podcast
Make it
is
sound like he's dead.
designed.
Yikes!
Literally, the podcast is designed to sort of we'll all have a bit of a laugh and a joke. We say more negatives than we do positives, but if you're in the playoffs, you've done pretty well anyway,
Oh, yeah.
unless you're in a bad division. And
So
the point
Royals.
is,
Of course, I'm not saying the division was weak. I think it was the weakest of the four. I think that showed, and that has showed when the fourth best team or third best team in one beats the number two in another, it kind of shows up, in my mind anyway. And Crest were nowhere at the start of the season, and you know this being their GM. He brought in Priceley, who is a game changer. Let's be real, he's one of the best players in the league on his day. And yeah, Crester, all of a sudden they're doing really well. So in my opinion though, like if Warlocks play like they did against us when we played them 3 weeks ago, and I know Torex had a bad day that day, and Boy School, I don't know what was happening with him. He wasn't playing the way he did the first time we played him. They're going to lose that series. They might get 3-1. They might even get 3-0. Honestly, they weren't good when we played them. We weren't even playing that well when we beat them. Yesterday, Bloomcool were excellent, especially in the first two games. They took us to
very
OT
good
3.
team. Very good team.
They took us to OT 3 times, and they beat us every time they took us to OT. That's why we tried to stop getting them to take us to OT. Yeah, but look, we'll talk about more of this later in the actual part because I don't want to interrupt and take.
No, exactly. I'm really the teams that we have left. I've been really impressed with the elite and the pro this year. I think overall we've had some really really strong teams. I've been surprised with some of the teams dropping out early, and some of the teams that didn't actually make playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But the teams that we've got left, I mean, Warlocks we've already talked about. We don't need to talk about. They're really really strong, just players in general. Bloom, we've just talked about again. Could give Warlocks a good run for their money. That's going to be the matchup. I will try to get that on stream for you guys next week. Then Austrian Force, I've been amazing. I don't understand. They've just hit this run of form and they keep going. And they're a really, really good outfit. But then Zero, sweeping Crest, beating Fury, who are a team at the moment anyway. And it's just non-stop. And you can't forget, guys, the winners bracket have still got a loss. They can still lose one game. So we could see a Warlocks Bloom. I could see a Warlocks Bloom final, but you can't overlook any of the teams at the moment. Anyone could give anybody a run for their money, and I'm pretty sure all you guys would agree with me for that. Sorry, I was a bit messed up.
Yeah, I think Zero is still the strongest team.
Interesting.
I think Zero are too good. I think what's his name, C55 is the best player in ERLS at the moment, hands down. Like maybe not the best overall player, but for the value you get him at, he ticks really well. They brought in, I think it was, what's his name, Lysvi. How do we pronounce that name? That interesting.
Lice is about as much as you need to.
Okay, cool. Like did they play Warlocks? I can't remember. Did they?
Yes, they did. Actually, it was back when Kieran was on the Warlocks side, and they actually, was it a sweep? I know they won. Zero definitely won.
Like in my mind, Razor is a better player, but clearly they picked up Key because they thought I don't know, he was an improvement.
Enwrong, I'm gonna have to cut in on you here, mate. Speeches has come with an absolute beauty in chat. Enron thinks Lee Catamol is better than Messi. You just,
Breaking legs,
that's
absolutely.
very good.
Yikes!
You
Who is
see the
this
amount
guy?
of red cards that man got.
Lee Catamol, Joey Barton, the whole lot. They're killing you right now at Enwrong, and it's
I know, man.
it's
Why did I
really
come
fun
on?
to watch. This is good
Wow.
entertainment. I'm enjoying this. This is what the podcast is all about. Bullying
My
Enwrong,
God.
change it around. So we're gonna take, I think, a short break before we go into a bit of an interview. This will be a highlight reel. It's only about a minute, 2 minutes long. Just allows us to catch our breath. So
A
here's
highlight
some
reel,
of the...
and it's like, here's everything that happened in playoffs. Just enjoy the lack of Solarr before I come back for the next 2 weeks.
Hang on, I need to find the... There we go. Nice. Right then. Cool. So we will see you guys in about 2 or 3 minutes.
As well.
Oh, we talk about offense. We have an Argent's crest knocking on the door, still pounding away, but can't get through. And that is an absolute stinger of a shot by Fouldsy. 3-2. He's had his breakfast this morning.
What a banger of a shot from Frosty. Right out of the vicinity of the last defense. Right down the bar. What a boomer. What a clanger. Close game again.
Close game. Priestley with the block. 3-2. Cress was looking down and out. They have a chance. We talked about small. It's got slightly bigger. Oh, fabulous, wonderful, nice throw.
I'll say that much. Okay, I'll leave that there before I stir up too much controversy. Talking of controversy, Gamey, hello? Gamey now firing on all cylinders, coming off the ceiling. What?
Backboard here, perhaps for Royals. Can they take it? That's a good finish by Wilbar, and 2-0 Royals.
Yeah, just Wilbur booming it. Skizzen missing, sadly. Gordy wanting to sit in net.
Away from the net. Gimme with another opportunity. Clearing message Viv. That surely is the nail in the coffin. Get that goal to tie them back up.
No, not really. It was a really close one. In the Elite League we saw, and the triumph. Oh, and Springbok putting that double touch away. What a shot.
What a shot, what a play. Gets it in, but not. We've been seeing it in other series as well.
Falcon putting it high and heavy to the left. An open net here, Torex. Beautiful redirect. Beautiful.
And what a goal that was from Torex. I mean, seriously, guys, some good goals from that week. I'm going to go with Torex being one of my goals of the week for playoffs. Solarr, would you agree with me there, or change it up a little bit? Is he? Oh no, he's gone. I don't think he had any idea how long. All right, and we shall continue.
You know how long I've been doing this casting for ERLS, and I still sometimes forget to unmute myself in Discord. Incredible. I'm out of practice. Yeah,
I'm loving that
I was-
Torex shot though. Crazy redirect.
Torex, it's a really nice shot. I was also saying in chat there that the second one that we saw Jamie in, the placement they put just underneath the crossbar and also between like two defenders it was like threading a needle. I loved the placement on that shot, but I do think Torex
As well.
would take that with the best goal this week.
You know, I'm going to play it in the background for us so we can keep an eye out for all this. And I mean, if we're looking at what we've got at the moment, some credible goals. I mean, the Crest, the two goals we had straight off the bat from Crest to make it 3-3 were good. I'm pretty sure they still lost the game, but
Yeah, I remember because I think it was very late on as well. It was like it wasn't even in overtime. If I remember correctly, it was about 4 seconds left when Fury actually scored that goal. but oof,
Crazy last minutes for those games.
it's a great shot from Mezzo. This one really is.
Lovely. Good finish off the post, and then Danny Boy coming with that lovely bit of casting there. Such a good cast, to be fair. We're really blessed to have him, to be fair. And
We are.
dropping down. And Big Mac with not getting hyped for that whatsoever, was he? I remember that.
It does take a lot to get Big Mac hyped.
Big Mike.
To be fair,
You could call him that, to be honest. Big Mike. The amount of times he likes to use his mic and express that
just
lovely.
scream.
Yeah.
If you've never had Big Mac join a chat or joined just a Discord call with Big Mac, that shot I'm talking about, by the way, never had that happen with Big Mac. He will just scream.
Have you ever had Big Mac do the impression of my voice breaks?
Yes.
Yes,
Very enjoyable.
that's never a good one either. I won't sort of.
It's always good.
No, it's really not. And when you get it's sort of like, you know, those like flutes, the really bad recorder parodies of songs.
Oh my god.
It's one of those, and it's not good. To be fair to Springbok in that,
He's the
clip
pro
just there,
player, and he
he's a
scored
pro
that.
player. Really,
That's the
really
best
good
goal,
finish.
hands down. No way can any other
Nice
goal take
control.
that.
What do you mean? Look at that.
That's brilliant.
They gave him space in their own box.
Yeah, I'm not doing that though. Telling you that for one. I mean, to be fair, not exactly the best example when we come to the Elite League, but
And
yeah.
here we are.
Oh, fair.
It's not taken long.
Yikes.
Look at that lower bracket. How do I even get a tick for all shooting force there? What is going on? Oh yeah, so they lost it. Yeah, it wasn't because I predicted someone other than Shamrock to be down there. So this is the pro bracket. Pro, am I right in saying?
Yeah. Yes, I believe I sort of picked out your worst one.
But yeah, that is wow. That lower bracket is just a mess.
It is. I've got quite a lot to look at. So Nathan, I see you in chat there. Don't worry, we have got you next up. I've had to do some OBS muting as well. But so you predicted. Let's have a look at this. Crest to lose and to lose again, so you can get in the bin straight away. Next up, R5 lose. You had them winning. What were you thinking?
I didn't have. I clearly
No
didn't have faith
Shadow.
in Shadow. Yeah, in DX
In
and
Leon.
Mats and Leon. Leon is a big name when you in the Pro League. If you take a look at the stats from last season, very big name. But just that revitalization of rocket science, I thought that they could do it, but they significantly let me down. Chop, I'm looking at you. I see you in there. I'm looking at you. You let me down.
Okay, well, we'll move on. Enwrong didn't do a prediction because he lives under a rock and doesn't read anything
Hold on
on
a
the
second.
Discord.
I had a LAN this weekend, boys. When you were sitting at home in your little, terrible, tiny little houses, I was off enjoying myself with all the Irish boys at a big party, doing
You are
all
a
sorts
lad.
of stuff.
Just
I'm
a
a
lad.
lad.
You're a
There we go.
lad. And Nathan's prediction, who is top? Well, actually, I don't think you are top of the pro. Oh no, you are. Nathan is top of the Pro League. Can you just appreciate my OBS
The censorship
stars,
is there
the censorship
as well.
up top? That was
Because
very impressive.
Nathan's name on challenge is a thing.
Mm. Yeah, so Nathan,
It's a thing.
could be
But that's
this
the
could be
thing,
any
like,
Nathan.
To be fair, when you look at that sort of all the top seeds, the only one that Nathan's got wrong there is Reflux Austrian Force. So he's done relatively well there, and because of the upper prediction, his lower bracket's gone relatively well. It's a lot more blue than mine was.
I just realised what his
But I
name
mean-
is.
Yeah.
No, he's done a good job.
But-
He's predicted all. He predicted No Hope losing to Shamrock.
Yeah. Which,
Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No.
No, shush. It's all right. Ignore that. Once again, I'm being a
because
bit
Shamrock
special.
beating Crest, but predicted No Hope to beat.
Yeah, how did you predict that? That's incredible. Shamrock. People are just. Why are they predicting Crest to lose? I don't understand. We are the dark horse in both of these leagues. We
I
are
think one of
Go
the
on.
main things to take from Nathan's prediction, though, sorry to interrupt you there, is the fact that 3 of the games that he has there are just blue and blue. Like, that just shows how many Nathan's actually got right.
luck
So
or
clear-
luck or skill though. This is what I need to know.
Oh, luck. Definitely not. Luck.
Well, if I'm going to talk about skill, let's just. Oh no, I didn't put my own on. Right, I'm doing that. in a minute. Moving into a cheeky bit of Francesco,
Oh, God. Poor Francesco.
who is
feel like we've
second
already-
in the Elite League.
Oh, so he does.
No, we're not
He
bullying
does
him.
have
Look
some
at this.
positives to take from
Look at
playoffs.
this.
Look at Francesco. Hello?
Very, very good from him. And I'd just like to point out, I'm not throwing shade at Bloomin' Cool Esports, but whoever named their title Bloomin' Cool, you now cannot win the prediction competition because you didn't put your name on it. So congratulations. That was cauliflower brain tactics there. And so Francesco, you are actually in the lead of the
Elite League.
prediction competition of the Elite League. And he's done a good show. He's got the entire top of the winners bracket correct. He's got
Francesco, I have to ask, did you spend a little bit too long in that predictions and not enough preparation for your own games?
oh chucking him out. And then another one. Crest did not predict. This isn't good. No one is predicting Crest.
No one has faith in Chris.
I have faith in Crest. Crest are going to win both the Elite and the Pro League, and if they do, then... Oh, hang on. Apparently Francesco spent 1 minute on it, Solarr. I did warn him he was going to get bullied on this podcast.
I just don't think he was expecting it from me as well. It's my turn to throw shade. I haven't
I
thrown
know.
shade since about the first week of league play.
That's very good. Crest are getting knocked out next week from Zerka. Okay, you come back to the podcast on Saturday, and if I'm here, then we won't have been, and we can talk about it. If there's no podcast, then I've given up with the ERLS. So
That's strong words from your teammate there, Enwrong.
Not really.
No, no, it's just his prediction in it.
yeah, no, just a quick story coming out here. We had a couple of moments on the Discord recently when so I made the mistake of asking General for basically intro music for the podcast today. That didn't go down well. I
Can't
got
imagine.
one of the better ones I got was the Minecraft Toto parody, the Diamonds
What?
one. Have you not listened to the
No.
Minecraft Toto parody?
No, I'm afraid
100
I'm a
and
bit out of the loop.
100,000 live viewers, and I will play the Minecraft Toto parody. It's the Africa.
Oh.
100,000 live viewers, and that's what I'm doing. This is when
God.
someone gets some sort of like
Big
viewer
ask.
bot. This is because I don't want it played for a reason. And then somebody else, we got into a heated conversation on playoff discussion, which has turned into the new general with Will about first of all football, and if any of you guys support Liverpool, then
Okay.
please leave the Twitch as we speak.
And how Burnley are
And-
just not a good team because they almost got beat by my beloved Aberdeen.
Yep, and how Nottingham Forest are the greatest team ever to rule the land, and we've won two.
I mean, of
European
course they
Cups.
are. Yeah, exactly.
2 European Cups, which we never go on about or never talk about. But anyway,
No,
back off
no,
football.
that's not something to hold over the vast majority of England, is it?
No, it's not. And then we become Liverpool fans. But what I was talking about is, who was it? I think it was Lice who decided we were talking about what vegetables we like, and Will goes out and goes, I hate vegetables that have a lot of water in them because it makes the gravy go all watery. And Lice goes,
Interesting.
what about watermelon? And generally did not know that watermelon was a fruit
Oh,
and not a
no.
vegetable. I just question sometimes the brain power.
Oh no.
Cauliflower
Oh
brain.
no.
It's just,
That's.
it's not good.
Oh.
Yeah, Speeches enjoys being mentioned. I'm trying to name as many people as possible here so I don't get angry messages saying you didn't speak about me earlier. And there's about 5 or 6 people there who I've just thrown shade at. So F.
I mean, if you sit and do the maths, then we cannot physically mention every player that has played this season. Because you've got what, 28 teams per league. We've got 2 leagues. So yeah, 2 leagues, 28 teams per league, and then 4 players per team.
Have we spoken about Boy School Q yet? I think we've missed him out actually. He's quite.
Sick.
There's 800 people I haven't spoken about yet. Well, don't care.
True.
Chuck
It's very
shade.
true.
Right, on to the next segment of the podcast. Got all posh
After
there.
is my specific roasting now done? Can I?
Yeah, finish your.
Can I relax
Finish
again?
your. Yeah, you can chill out for a minute because this is the part where everyone becomes biased and will just say how good they are. Well, I'm asking for a bit of, serious, I need a serious conversation from chat here, which won't happen. But what I need is I'm announcing we're doing an ERLS Media Awards. So next playoffs, we're going to have votes for the player of the season, most improved player, which I'm sure Solarr will have a very good chance of winning because we all know most improved is that poor 9-year-old kid who never really got to play any games and just got the prize because the coach felt bad for him. But we're basically going to try and we'll get the votes going. Sal, it's fine. It'll all be fine. It's just an idea for the podcast, We'll all be good, but we need some ideas for what categories. So
Moggy, you can't put yourself forward for most
you can't put
improved
your
when you
most-
told us that you'd be making playoffs since you switched rosters and you didn't. Sorry, Moggy, you just not how it works, mate.
Sal is not happy with me. I'm in trouble. What's worse, Sal? Is it plugging your Twitch every 2 seconds like Moggy, or starting a media awards for the podcast? This is right. I'm in trouble.
God.
You're getting shade thrown at you again now, Solarr. It's not taking long.
It's okay, Moggy. Don't worry about it. Just remember that you need to carry me in June. That's it. That's all I'm asking of you.
I'm thinking we need ideas for prizes. I'm thinking a cauliflower which can get sent to your house, just to commemorate the christening of Bloom and Cool. But to be fair to them, they've got a good team. I'm not going to knock them down for that. They've got a seriously good team. Like if they can beat Warlocks, it's going to be insane. Warlocks in lower bracket. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, that's a thought.
That is a
And
thought.
I think the main thing that I would take of the idea of Warlocks being in the lower bracket is that other teams in the lower bracket should then be scared. In my opinion.
No, they should be. But then, of course, once you're in the lower bracket, it all gets, just more and more difficult.
Been there, done
Been
that
there.
last season.
You actually
Was not.
made lower bracket?
Yeah, actually made playoffs last season. Got swept
Wow.
by Orion, but
The point is you
we
made
did actually,
it and you enjoyed it.
yeah, no, we did actually win our first game. It's just a shame we lost the next one. Then won a game and then we're knocked out by Orion.
No, I was gonna say, and Moggy's throwing even more shade. But going back onto the media awards, we need some categories. I need some ideas so I can get some votes ready for the next podcast. And I've not spoken to you about this yet, Solarr, have I? You got any ideas? Enwrong, get yourself in here. Get some
awards.
ideas. Awards.
Are these meme awards or serious awards?
We can have some meme ones. We can have whiff of the season, which I'm sure Aeon's gonna win that hands down.
Oh well, yeah. I was going to put Big Mac forward for that one for his inability to pronounce.
Oh, worst caster. Nice.
No.
Best
Not
car
saying that.
award.
Oh, yes, the fashion award.
Yeah, the fashion award. Between all of the casters, you decide. You have a
Ooh.
little vote at the end, and you can be like,
Yes.
"Ooh, let's pick this guy because his car's the best. He's got a watermelon scarab. Let's pick him."
Worst pro sub. Aeon sub because he didn't play any games.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, that's
All right, cool.
a
Okay,
big
right.
yes on their
We've
part.
got some serious ones. Let's have some meme ones. So best playoff fail. Well, Reflux have won that hands down. Continuing.
Yeah, we've got that one. Oh God, meme ones. That's you've got to go with worst double commit.
Oh, that's terrible. You got to do better than that.
What do you mean? So one that has the
Teva's-
most impact.
Teva's decided to join us. Nice of you to turn up. So this is when Clover comes on after being
How about
shouted
the
at.
fastest? Fastest the person leaves a game before it actually hits 0 seconds. If someone leaves a game with like 35 seconds to go, you give them the award, so they're known as that person who got triggered.
Best
That'd be
team
great.
name. What else we got?
God, struggling here.
Most forfeits.
Oh, well, that's going to Enigma. Let's be honest.
How many games did Enigma win combined between both pro and elite?
Like 2. I don't know.
I'm gonna actually have a look because I've.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, they did get a massive upset towards the end of the season.
Divinity.
Yeah, it was Divinity. That was.
I was
right.
crying with laughter when that happened.
I could not believe that. I actually have no idea how that happened, but
Biggest tapping merchant. There we go. Boy school.
rumor. Well, rumor has it that I can't remember who said it or where I saw it, but that's apparently Torex. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh,
I've seen it somewhere in the Discord before
right.
that has been spoken about.
Wanna be freestyler. There we go. Cockiest person always big. Another thing that I need is we can make this podcast even better, guys. If you can send me in some videos or send me in stuff, some funny stuff, and I'll stick it in the podcast. Like literally a least sportsman-like team. Uh-oh. Enwrong, are you still there? You just you're hanging around at the back there.
Wait, are you throwing shade at me for the? Oh my god! I just. Wow! Yikes! Come on now. Most immature team has to go to that team that lost to us.
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay, let's
Ooh.
stop this now.
Actually, can I
stop
just
the
go one
shade.
step
No,
further?
no, I'm
Nayu, I
muting
see you in the
I'm
chat. I
muting
see.
you,
Hold
I'm
on,
muting
no.
you, I'm muting you. Goodbye, Enwrong. Yep. Right, Enwrong is on a 2-minute break before he murders anybody. Right, Enwrong, are you ready to come off the naughty step now?
I
There
was just
we
going to say that Nayu is a
No.
nice person.
Okay, good.
That's all I was
Well
going to
done.
say.
Well done.
Yeah.
You see
That's why I
here at
appreciate
the
it. Shout out to Nayu for that nice bit. Yeah. Cool.
This is how we train our media team employees or volunteers, not employees. They don't get paid. Sal takes all the money from all the subscribers, and he hasn't given any of it towards the Stealthy's mic fund, which is still running at 0. So if you guys want to donate, just PayPal me, and we can all sort out Stealthy with a new mic. Because Solarr, you've on plenty of occasions I've had to cast with Stealthy's mic, and just give us a first-hand experience of what it's like.
If I'm being perfectly honest here, it's not really something I've taken notice of. I'm when I
You have
honestly,
ears.
honestly,
You have
I am
ears.
so focused on casting that there's times where I'll let the other caster come in, but there's just certain things that just don't click.
This is why I like to colour with you and not Big Mac, because if I'm colouring with you, our voice break or something, we just carry on. Colour with Big Mac, he stops all his play-by-play, voice break, clips it, just stops casting, spams the chat with the clip. This is why we are a professional. We try and be as professional as possible. Do you do any casting outside of ERLS, or do you stick to just this?
I haven't done yet, but when the time does come, I should be casting, possibly alongside Danny. I don't know yet, but for Drama Alert.
I've got no clue what that is. I'm going to pretend I know what it is. An independent Rocket League streaming organisation. No, go on.
It's effectively on Twitter. It's the guys that are keeping an eye on all of the actual drama in amongst the RL players, sort of RLCS, like
Very
right through to
nice.
the bubble teams. They're the ones retweeting it, keeping everyone up to date. They've decided to start running their own weekly tournaments, so I'm going to be one of the casters in amongst that one. And I believe another one that was picked was from ERLS, obviously aside from Danny, who then joined us, is RW Dragon, if I remember correctly, who is
Who's he
one of
play
our
for?
pro.
Interesting.
He's a pro player. I'm trying to remember who his
I'm trying
team
to play
is, so
He beat us at one point, right?
I can't remember who it is he
I'm
plays
pretty
for
sure
off the top of my
everyone's
head.
beating us at
I'm
some
sure
point.
someone will remind me. Moggy remind me. It's Insanity he's on. So he's on the Insanity Pro team.
I always get confused between Insanity and Infinity, because Insanity's elite team is the better elite team, then Infinity's pro team is really good as well, isn't it?
That's because Dot left the pro team though, and he was actually a good player.
Yeah, Serve Delight's insane. Mad player. To be fair, we haven't spoken about him either. Cracking player. But I think to finish off, we're not going to try and drag this out too long, because otherwise it just becomes a bit unstructured. But let's.
Wait, this was structured?
No, it wasn't really structured, to be honest. It normally isn't. I had some constructive criticism, to be fair. But no, it's been enjoyable actually to do the podcast again. I don't know about you, Solarr, but it's always good to sort of take a break from casting and doing something a bit different.
Definitely, it's nice to just sort of sit back and relax and not have to worry about, oh god, the game has crashed, or oh, I've not mentioned this partner, or I've not, and you've got to stick to a very tight schedule and get the teams in and make sure you're talking about everything, keeping the flow right. It's nice to just sit back, relax, just chat and.
No, definitely. Steeblood's going to check in some questions. Yeah, feel free to ask us some questions whilst we're around. You can bully us now. This is the time when we've bullied you. You can now bully us. Steeblood's come out with predictions. So, from what's happened now, what's your prediction going forward, Solarr?
Shall we go for Pro League first?
Yeah, go on then. I'll put the bracket.
Right. So from what we have now, with Shamrock and Royals up there, my opinion, it's going to be Shamrock to take that one. As little as Nathan will like to hear that. Infinity Altercation. I'm going to say Altercation. They've been the surprise sort of giant killers.
Good team. They
so far this season. Infinity are a good team. We've seen it before, but Altercation are giant killers, and if I'm thinking sort of comparing the two just stats wise and all that, I would say Infinity. But the fact that there is that chance here that Altercation have already done it to Reflux and Divinity in league play. I can't then count them out. Crest and Shadow. Sorry, Fouldsy, I'm gonna have to go Shadow on that one.
Well, at least Leon predicted Crest winning both leagues, so we're all good.
Warlocks versus No Hope. I'm gonna have to put my faith in No Hope. I can see them turning it round, especially after getting that sweep on against Austrian Force. It'll give them a bit of confidence. Moving on then, sort of, I don't want to talk about
To
every single game, but I think sort of, well, if for Pro League, I think the final,
Oh, sorry, I'll go back.
yeah, final, I think is going to be between No Hope and I reckon Altercation. And I think No Hope will take Pro League.
Ooh, sticking with the No Hope.
I have a lot of faith in them. I really do. From what I've seen of them, and the fact that Cape is an absolute monster on defense. Absolute monster.
Yeah, struggled against
Gotta
Shamrock.
have a bit. Yeah.
Did struggling against Shamrock, but hopefully can get back and hopefully we'll get some really good games. I'm going to go with Shamrock beating Royals, just because Shamrock have 3-0'd everybody so far, including us. But obviously we had the problems with the lag and all that input lag, but we'll leave that there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Altercation Infinity. I'm going to go with Altercation. Similarly, I'm going to have Shamrock
Yeah.
beating Altercation, Shamrock making it into the finals. I'm going to have Crest beating Shadow. Crest will then play Royals. Crest are going to win Royals, then win every single game, and we're going to win the final. No, I'm
Right.
joking.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
No.
That's
I think Warlocks will beat No Hope.
right.
Change it up
Got
a
you.
bit. Yeah, I like Warlocks. I think George is a really good player. If they can,
Yeah.
they're a little bit too reliant on him sometimes, I feel, and that could be their
Yeah.
downfall.
I've played against George before, and when he's on his game and his teammates are able to back him up, he is virtually unstoppable.
Yeah, it's just they can be a little bit too reliant on him. It's like a solo carry job, but we'll just see what happens. I mean, they've got some good players in Bridus and all that lot as well. Bridus, you're a really good player. Please keep me in the media team. You're better than Boy School, pretty much. So keep up with that.
I mean, Bridus is better than everyone else in Warlocks because he's masterminded those teams. It's not about his playing ability. It's the teams that he has built.
Careful. No, and then moving on to a bit further on, I think Crest will make it through a little bit. I think we might struggle if we come up to one of the big boys, but I think Shamrock are going to take Shamrock or Altercation will take the Pro League. It's my prediction. And Enwrong,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you've not got a clue about Pro League, so we'll leave the Elite League prediction, and you can start. Give us a final prediction.
Sorry, I fell asleep there. What happened?
Rude. Lots of unimportant things happened.
Come on then, get on with it, Enwrong. Tell us your stupid predictions, which will be completely wrong.
Oh, Blumco will take down Warlocks 3-1.
Ooh.
0 will beat Austrian Force. I'm basing this because I don't know. I haven't seen Austrian Force play.
Good team, really done. No, they've beaten.
Yeah, you say they're a good team, but they 3-2'd Supremacy, who are not a good team, and they beat Royals 3-1. They still lost the game to Royals with a sub, so 0 will 3-0 them, I think.
Yep.
Fury versus Royals depends if Jo plays. If Jo plays, it's going to be a close game. If not, Fury will win. And us versus Crest, easy 3-0.
To Crest, nice, cool. Right, continuing on. Right, just quickly, I'm going to take Warlocks will win the Bloom game. Just think they've been such a solid team throughout. Bloom will come back though, I think, and they'll go deep into the losers bracket. No, you trigger the whole lot. I think Crest will give Insanity a good game. Easy 3-0 Crest. And then Fury Royals, I'm going to give to Fury, I think, just because Royals struggled against Austrian Force, and from what I watched on stream. And I'm going to go for a final. I'm going to skip the rest out. I'm going to go with a final of Warlocks against Crest, and Crest to win. No, I'm joking. Warlocks against Bloom, I think, will be the final actually, and I think Bloom might win it, even after losing to. So Warlocks will beat them in round 3, but then they'll come back and win them in the final. Beat them in the
They
final.
will win them in the final.
Win them and a bracket reset.
See, now, what I'm going to go for is, I think, Warlocks to win that game, Austrian Force to beat Zero, Fury to beat Royals, Insanity to beat Crest, and in the run-up, I think we're going to see a Warlocks Insanity final, and based off of the fact of the time that Warlocks and Insanity have played each other
Enwrong
before,
own goals to
in
lose
my
them.
opinion,
I don't know, man. Boy
San-
School is still having nightmares over that banger I scored in them in game 4.
would you let me finish? I'm going to say that Insanity are going to take this. I
Ooh.
think what I originally had for my prediction was a Royals Insanity final, and I had Royals taking it. But with Royals playing the way they are at the moment, I can see Fury knocking them out, and I see Insanity making that lower bracket run.
Interesting.
I like that Solarr, but I have to disagree. We won't make it past. I can't remember. Who were we playing if we play the losers of Austrian Force and Zero? We won't beat Zero. We'd probably beat Austrian Force. Depends how good they are. They've got 2 really good players and then 1 bot, so it depends. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to know. If we play Zero, we won't beat them. I don't think. We have to hope someone else knocks Zero out before we play them. So.
No, they've definitely, and it's been enjoyable as we were talking about, and good luck for the rest of the playoffs, Enwrong, Solarr, and to you for your amazing playoffs run, which lasted. Oh, it didn't last at all, did it?
No,
it didn't. He's just sat there crying behind. But as you can see on the screen, we are just about done for time. I think we've been up for about 1 hour and 20 minutes, so we've had a good blast at it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. If you've got any criticism, I'm all ears because there'll be a lot of it. Just PM me or
if anyone wants to talk smack about Enwrong or Fouldsy, just hit me up. We'll get right in it with you.
No, honestly, seriously, send me stuff which we can improve on. If you want less of the bullying and more of actual like in-depth Enwrong is getting fired. He's never coming back on. Don't worry about that, Nathan. But if you want the more in-depth stuff, put that in. We'll try and change it up. If you've got any ideas for the some media, the awards thing for Player of the Season, etc., send that my way. Just in general, it's been enjoyable. We've had some really good viewers. We're nearly at 60 viewers at the moment, 57. So pretty solid viewership, more than League Play and more than Solarr gets you usually when he's casting. So impressive.
Just true. That's very true.
So hit the follow button, guys, if you haven't already. Our link to our Discord will hopefully be going around chat in a minute. For those of you who don't know, Matt sent it round. They're still going on about Enwrong. You've really riled them up, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm never ever having a non.
I have a good meme that I really want to post in the chat that I've already sent to you. I think it might not be appropriate though. What do you think?
No, I'll let you deal with it later on in the server. I'm probably in enough trouble.
Like
already.
it's on the stream though, so why would it result in me getting in trouble in the server? They're all don't do it. Yes.
But no, I think we're gonna have to call it there. Good luck for all the rest of the teams in the playoffs. We will be back next week, giving you the build up to the semis and the final. I'm assuming we'll have. If you've got any more videos and stuff, or if anyone wants to message me and do a video for the podcast, feel free. It's quite an open thing. We aren't meant to offend anybody. It's all a bit of a laugh and a joke, unless when everyone's doing it. We will speak to you guys hopefully next week. I don't know what's going to happen. And check out Media Channel for the upcoming streams. And I'll let Solarr and Enwrong say their goodbyes, and we'll call it there.
Got you guys. I should be casting, rumor has it, the Andromeda Cup, so see you then.
Ooh.
Well, I should
I will
plug that in a minute.
That is a good idea. And I will see you when I collect my money at the end of the season. Goodbye.
Oh, confidence. I like it.
Right, okay, just one or two plugs before we finish. We are partnered with RLCD, the Rocket League Coaching Discord, which I'm sure many of you are already a part of. If you want to improve your Rocket League, get free coaching, that's the place to go. We also have another partnership with a YouTuber, I believe. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, which probably isn't very good. In terms of the Andromeda Cup, I think there's still spaces. Solarr, do you know at all? He's actually moved into the staff lounge, so there's no more Solarr. Yeah, the Andromeda Cup is on Saturday, so tune in for there. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we will see you next week.